Hello everyone. So today we are going to discuss about attitudes and job satisfaction. So just to give you recap of what we have discussed last time, we have discussed about diversity in organization. So we know that people are different in terms of their biological characteristics, in terms of their religion, their cultural identity, in terms of abilities. And it's out for the management to have a diverse management program to combat problems such as discrimination and stereotypes. So today, we're going to focus on the most important attitudes in the workplace is and a focus on job satisfaction. So this, and by the way, and job satisfaction is a positive attitude towards the workplace. Okay? So these are the learning objectives. Ayan. First is to contrast the components of attitude, summarize relationship between attitudes and behavior, compare job attitudes, major job attitudes. One of the first major one is job satisfaction. Identify the two approaches for measuring job satisfaction. Summarize the main causes of job satisfaction, outcomes of job satisfaction, and identify four job responses to job dissatisfaction. Okay, so first, lagi natin narinig yung word na attitude. Uy, ma-attitude ka. Uy, may attitude yan. Pero what does it really mean? Are we using the word attitude in the right way? So, ang attitude class, ang ating operational definition is evaluative statements either favorable or unfavorable about objects, people, or events. So, it actually reflect how you feel about something. So, ibig sabihin when I say, I hate my job, expressing a negative attitude about my job. But when I say, oh, I really love my job, it's really fulfilling, I am expressing a positive attitude towards my job. Okay? There are three components of an attitude. The first one is cognitive. Okay, yung cognitive component is actually the opinion or belief segment about the attitude or target. Okay, so for example, my superior gave a promotion to a coworker who deserved it less than I do. My superior is unfair. Okay, so it's something that it's your belief or opinion. For example, about your pay, you can think that, ay, ang baba ng sahod ko, my pay is low. Okay, so yun yung doon nagsisimula yung next na component natin. Okay, which is your affective. So, dahil nga meron kang evaluation about um, what you think, yung opinion mo towards your job, for that instance, you develop a feeling towards it. So, since my supervisor is unfair, I dislike my supervisor. So, you start to feel something. It's ang affective class, ang laging tandaan. Ang cognitive is evaluation, and opinion or belief segment. Ang affective is feeling. The emotional segment ng attitude. Okay? So, yung example natin kanina na may pay is low, ano kayang pwedeng affective component niya? So, pwedeng I am angry over how little I'm paid. What do you feel about it? Yun. And yung last is yung behavioral or action. You start to do something about how you feel. Okay, so kaya siya behavioral kasi you act into a certain way towards someone or something. So, sabi mo dyan, I'm looking for another work. I've been paid by my supervisor to anyone who would listen. Okay, about magko-complain ka towards your supervisor. And yung kanina example natin na, okay, ang baba ng sahod ko, I'm really angry about how I'm paid. Ang action mo dyan is pwedeng maghanap ka ng other work, di ba? Where you are paid better. Ayan. So, itong mga to, nagkakaroon ka ng negative attitude towards your supervisor. So, Viewing attitudes in this way helps us understand their complexity and the potential relationship between attitudes and behavior. Ayan. So, research says that attitudes predict future behavior. Just like this one. Dahil nga meron kang um, um, feeling or opinion or belief rather, meron kang feeling, you act in a certain way because of those. So, attitude predicts future behaviors. Several powerful characteristics change the nature of the attitude's behavior relationship. The importance of the attitude, its correspondence to behavior, its accessibility, and the presence of social pressures, and whether a person has direct experience with that attitude. So, um, important attitudes kasi reflect our fundamental values, self-interest, or identification of individuals or groups we value. So these attitudes tend to show a strong relationship to our behavior. Okay, pero syempre nagkakaroon ng discrepancies between attitude and your behavior. Like you act contradictory to what you are feeling, to what you are believing. Okay, yung ano yung gusto mong gawin is iba sa nagiging behavior mo. Okay, so yun nga. However, ayan, there are instances in which behavior might predict future attitudes. So sometimes you observe people who will change what they say so it doesn't contradict their behavior. So when attitudes don't line up, individuals will experience what we call your cognitive dissonance. So, ang cognitive dissonance is nagkakaroon na incompatibility yung attitude mo towards your behavior. Yun nga, yung parang, ito yung gusto mong gawin, pero hindi ko to ginagawa. Okay. Ang practical example natin para mas maintindihan yung cognitive dissonance is, you wanted to be healthy, but you don't eat healthy. Alam mo na when eating junk foods or fast food or when you drink Coke, ayan, alam mo na it's not good for your health but you still do. So, ibig sabihin, nagkakaroon ka ng cognitive dissonance between your attitude na, ay, gusto ko maging healthy, and your behavior na you do not eat naman nutritious foods, di ba? Ayan. So, syempre, you feel guilty as a result. Who can relate? Yung nafe-feel natin class is called cognitive dissonance. So, ang example pa natin ng cognitive dissonance in terms of workplace naman is, yung sometimes is nagkakaroon ng, uh, kumbaga parang incongruence between what you think and what you should do. Okay. So, for example, HR ka, tapos parang sinabihan ka ng boss mo na you need to fire this person. Parang siguro meron siyang personal na hinanakit towards that person as an HR na ikaw yung maprinsipyo. Di ba tayong mga taga-UP very principled. So may mga times na in the workplace, makaka-encounter tayo ng, no, this is against my values. So, magkakaroon ka ng cognitive dissonance because you have to do it, but it's against your principles. So, yun, doon ka na nagkakaroon ng next action. Pipili ka, gagawin ko to pero matatanggal ako, or hindi ko to, ay, gagawin ko to pero mag-stay ako, or pero against sa principles ko, or hindi ko to gagawin pero matatanggal ako. Yung ganun. Ayan. So, meron ka kasing principles, di ba, na gusto mong gawin pero hindi mo magawa kasi hindi pwede. Ayan, so nagkakaroon ng ways on how you can reduce cognitive dissonance. So number one, you change your behavior. Ayan. So sabi nga dito, ang example is, um, ayan, a person who regularly drinks alcohol then drives may stop drinking. Okay, they may decide to hire an Uber after having a few drinks. Number two, you can change your beliefs. Sasabihin mo sa sarili mo, ay, hindi naman ako, pag nag-smoke ako, hindi naman ako mamamatay in the future. Okay, parang kinukumbinsi mo yung sarili mo. Like for example, ay, hindi, minsan lang naman. So magkukook pa rin ako after. Ganon. So you change your beliefs. Hindi naman to, ano eh, hindi naman to nakaka-UTI eh, hindi naman 'to nakakapag-ikli ng buhay eh, yung gano'n. And of course, you justify your beliefs and behavior. Ayan, yun pala yung justify. Pero when you change your belief, ay hindi, okay lang pala, hindi naman 'to unhealthy. Lalo 'pag minsan lang, gano'n. Ayun, pero yun nga, it's actually interrelated. Kasi in OB talaga, it's you cannot discuss one thing without discussing the other. Okay, so therefore, ayan, attitude, the relationship between attitude and behavior, it's really a two-way street. So attitude can can affect behavior, but at the same time, your behavior can change your attitudes. Diba? Okay. So what we have here is across all job attitudes, meron tayong tinatawag na organizational identification. So ito daw ang nagpo-form as a basis for which attitudes and behaviors are engendered. Ayan. So itong organizational identification daw strongly predicted job attitude formation across all types of behavior. So, ano nga ba ito? It's the extent to which employees define themselves by the same characteristics that define one's organization, forming the basis for which attitudes are engendered. So, yun nga, pag mas the more that you identify yourself in the organization is better na mas better na pre-predict yung attitude mo towards the workplace. Okay? So, sabi ko nga, ang major na discussion natin here is yung three major attitudes. At siguro, isa to sa mga favorite topics ko in OB, yung job satisfaction, job involvement, and organizational commitment. Okay, you're familiar with job satisfaction, so let us start with that. Ayan. Job satisfaction is a positive feeling about one's job resulting from an evaluation of its characteristics. And did you know that job satisfaction or motivation, kasi di ba minsan na ipag-iwalay natin sila. Pero these are highly researched subjects and yun talaga yung interest ko. Yun nga lang, very common na siya na hindi siya makakonsider as, well, unless meron kang ma-offer na something new. Or if you want to work on your thesis about job satisfaction, it's a highly researched subject in OB. As in, sa literatures, puro job satisfaction lahat. But, pwede hindi siya makonsider kasi nga it's very common. Okay? Ayan. So, I have an article here in the Philippines and how Filipino workers fare in mental health, job satisfaction, and quality of life. So, kahapos lang to September 13. Ayan. So, in terms of job satisfaction, they are relatively satisfied with their jobs with only 17% of them who are satisfied. So, ang nabasa ko dito is parang sa Southeast Asia ata, second tayong pinakamataas na mental health, job satisfaction daw. Pinakamababa atang Singapore. So, okay. Ayan. So, pwede kasing relatively mababa talaga yung job satisfaction dito. Pero meron akong nabasang article na um, parang lowly paid Filipinos satisfied about their job. Siguro, okay. Siguro kasi our nature as Pinoys, di ba? Meron tayong, anong tawag doon? Parang always positive na outlook. Kaya minsan nagkakaroon ng toxic positivity. But still, di ba? Based on these researches, isa tayo sa pinakamataas sa Southeast Asia. Ayan. So, a Southeast Asian consumer research company, Intellect, raised the findings of this study, household culture. In the study, Philippines has the most number of employees who find their mental health on a positive note, with at least 78% of them rating it good, very good, or excellent. Diba? Feel ko naman, um, I don't know if it's a projection. Kasi, ano rin yun eh, makikita niyo sa next chapter. Yung projection kasi, parang you are reflecting what you feel, sa iba. So, for example, I feel na parang hindi naman ako satisfied sa job ko or like sabihin mo, feel ko naman parang lahat ng taong daming pinagdadaanan. Okay, I may be projecting it to you as to other people. So since research-based ito, this may be the truth or we can expound on it in your thesis, di ba? Para at least malaman natin yung in terms of their job satisfaction. Okay. So, ang nakita sa study na to, ang stressors daw mainly is yung COVID-19 pandemic, which is alam naman natin, financial and geopolitical uncertainties, and potential global recession. Okay. Although, syempre, nasa recovering stage na tayo. So, two prevailing practices, however, were found to have taken a toll on Southeast Asia's employees: glamorization of productivity and rise and grind mentality. Oh, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, probably the respondents here are the new generations, millennials or Gen Z, na talagang ayaw rin nila ng rise and grind mentality, hustle culture, na kailangan maging productive ka. Just like me, I am actually recording this at 12:20 a.m. So, meron pang dalawa. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so, para sa inyo. So, how do you measure job satisfaction? Meron tayong dalawa dito, yung single global rating. Like, tanungin mo lang, all things considered, how satisfied were you in your job? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yun na yun. Okay, pero meron din naman tayong summation of job facets such as your type of work, skills needed, supervision, present pay, etc. At merong mga Likert scale yung mga yan. Okay. So, in terms of job happiness report in 2017, sa Filipino male employees are happier, so are employees with male bosses. Oh, that's a very interesting finding, no? Ayan. So, happiest specialization, hotel management, tourism services, uh, telesales or marketing, science and technology. Happiest industries, hotel, food and beverage, and government or civil service defense. Oh, kasi stable naman talaga sa government. Yun nga lang. Ang dami rin naman talagang politika, ganyan. So, relationships with colleagues make Filipinos happy at work. Poor career development makes them happy. Ayan. Same. Parang feeling ko, isa sa nagpapahappy talaga sa workplace if you have someone to lean on in the workplace. Kasi kung kalawan mo lahat, parang kahit man taas yung pay mo kung hindi ka masaya sa mga kasama mo. It's not. And of course, may nakita rin ako study na tungkol rin sa boss. Ayun. So, the younger set are dissatisfied with basic salary. The more advanced ones want career development and self-actualization. Ay self-actualization. Yes, sa ating Maslow's. Ayan, what makes them happiest at work? Work schedule. Pag Gen Z daw, colleagues. Pag millennials, colleagues and work location. Wow. Ayan. So, usually sa mga ganitong generation, gusto nila, okay, gusto kong sa ibang lugar mag-work, nag-travel, ganyan. What needs the most improvement for Gen Z's? Basic salary benefits and perks, career development, and of course, your salary. Di ba magkaiba? Generations have different needs talaga. Ayan. So, ito pa yung job statistics for 2021. You should know. Yan, the 5 jobs with high satisfaction: recruiting manager, sales operations manager, product designer, marketing assistant, brand manager. Wow, puro pang ano to pang management, mga business ed courses. Most meaningful jobs: clergy, English language and literature teachers, surgeons, ayan. Naalala ko si Chase Songhua. Ayan. Um, directors, education administrators. And these meaningful jobs daw is parking lot attendants, gaming supervisor, press technicians, title examiners, fabric and apparel, pattern makers. Interesting. Okay. So, ito naman is 2017 Employee and Job Satisfaction Engagement. Ang average job satisfaction Okay, based on uh this website na based from Society for Human Resource Management. Actually, lagi ko very familiar din ako kasi nasabi ko, ang research interest ko talaga is all about job satisfaction, ganyan. Talagang nag-research sila tungkol sa job satisfaction. Okay. So, mataas naman siya overall. Okay. So, ang pinakamataas dito, supervision. Tapos next is work itself. Co-workers, promotion, and pay. So, least satisfied sila sa pay. Ayan. So, what causes job satisfaction? So, number one, ayan, is condition. Okay. So, yung job conditions in such a way is mas satisfied yung mga employees natin if the organization provide training, variety, independence, and control. And ito is nagkakaroon din kasi ng parang gusto mo maging empowered din in your job condition. So, very important din ang interdependence, feedback, social report, and positive interactions with your co-workers. Okay. Second is personality. Wow, as important as job conditions are to job satisfaction, personality also plays an important role. People who have core self-evaluation, yan, madidiscuss natin yan sa next chapter as well. Ayan, who believe in their inner worth and basic competence are more satisfied than with negative CSEs or core self-evaluation. So kung tingin mo is ang taas ng worth ko, magaling ako, ganon, mas satisfied ka daw. Kasi 'di ba, medyo positive yung spirit mo. Okay. So another one is of course your pay, 'di ba? Very common to, although yun nga, hindi lahat is ito na yung priority, especially for a higher rank. Na ang taas na ng sahod, pero iba yung hinahanap nila. Ayan. So, money is really a good satisfier. And ang gustong-gusto ko dito is yung corporate social responsibility. We, um, UP students, di ba, we are uh, trained or instilled that we have to give back, ganyan. So we have to support, or parang there is an innate characteristic for us to support organizations that have good advocacies. Yung nag-give back din sa people because that's what we are. Diba? So, gusto natin na at meron din talagang studies na sinusupport ng mga customers yung mataas yung corporate social responsibility. At when you know that merong good cause yung pinag-workan mo, which is corporate social responsibility, syempre, mas mataas din yung satisfaction mo. Kasi parang may fulfillment, sense of fulfillment, or your organization is concerned with uh, taking care of the environment, which is your own advocacy as well, di ba? Very good yan. Ayan, ano naman ang outcomes ng job satisfaction? So, meron tayo ditong job performance. Siyempre, satisfied workers usually have better performance than others, di ba? So, they tend to be more satisfied yung mga, and they perform better as well. Okay. Another one is organizational citizenship behavior. So itong term na to is used to describe all the positive and constructive employee actions and behaviors that aren't part of their formal job description. Ang organizational citizenship behavior class is ito yung ginagawa mo on your free will outside of your job description. Ayan. So, the more satisfied you are, the more likely you engage in citizenship behavior. Okay. Another one is customer satisfaction. So actually, itong job satisfaction and life satisfaction, of course, diba, greatly related din, especially for this customer satisfaction. Diba? When people are satisfied, yun nga, sabi nga nila, you cannot give what you do not have. So, ibig sabihin nun, makakasatisfy ka lang ng customers mo if you yourself is also satisfied. Okay, so very important yung less satisfaction as well in your customer satisfaction. Ayan. So, meron tayo ditong framework, EVLN framework, which is um a framework that discusses the responses to dissatisfaction. So exit, like leaving the situation or leaving the organization; voice, such as complaining, changing the situation; loyalty, ayan, patiently waiting for the situation to improve; and neglect, reducing work effort or increasing absenteeism. So these are the two dimensions. I think meron two dimensions to yung constructive and destructive and active and passive. Okay. So another impact of job dissatisfaction is counterproductive work behavior. Ibig sabihin nito is actions that actively damage the organization, including stealing, behaving aggressively towards coworkers, or being late or absent. Yun, that is the most common, di ba? Na hindi ka satisfied, so may nagagawa ka out of discipline. Parang, kumbaga parang may rule book lagi kang lumalabag because you're not satisfied about it. Ayan. And of course, ang impact ng job dissatisfaction, okay, is managers don't really get it. Ayan. So, nagkakaroon dapat tayo ng surveys that can reduce the gaps between managers think employees feel and what they really feel. At ito madalas kasi, hindi talaga alam ng manager, clueless siya. Hindi sa innocent kasi parang ignorance is ignorance of the law will not excuse no one, ganyan. So ibig sabihin nun, as a manager, your goal is to know, di ba, to learn about your employees, ano mga pinagdadaanan nila. Okay, so you wanted sana to ask your employees to share their insights, to share what they feel. Okay, another impact of job satisfaction, of course, is absence and turnover. Okay, turnover means yung pag-alis nila, yung, uy, mataas yung turnover rate, dyan yung laging umaalis yung mga employees, ganun. Okay. Another uh, important job attitude is the job involvement. It's the degree to which a person identifies with a job, actively participates in it, and considers performance important to self-worth. So, ibig sabihin nito, pag mataas ang job involvement mo is you strongly identify, nag-care ka about the kind of work you do, and of course, you tend to be more satisfied with your job. Okay, part of which is yung psychological empowerment. Employees believe in the degree to which they affect their work environment, their competence, their meaningfulness of their job, and their perceived autonomy in their work. So, ito yung parang the more empowered they are, they will be likely satisfied kasi they can decide on their own. Parang hindi mo na kailangan siyang bantayan. If you know yung theory X and theory Y ng employees, they are innate sa kanilang work. So, they want to be empowered, di ba? Okay, the third important job attitude is organizational commitment. Yung job involvement, ng pagkakaiba nila is the degree to which the employee identifies with the job. Ito naman is the degree to which an employee identifies with the organization. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung rason bakit sila nag-stay sa job. So, merong tatlo yan, organizational types, organizational commitment. Ayan. First is effective commitment. Ibig sabihin nun, napamahal na siya sa organization, kaya ayaw niyong umalis. Kumbaga, more on the feeling side. Second is continuance commitment. Ito yung you cannot afford to stay. Maraming gano'n na, I cannot afford to stay kasi wala na akong malilipatan. That is continuance commitment. Okay? And third is normative commitment. Ito yung meron kang sense of obligation to stay. So for example, nag-training ka, tapos parang nakakaya naman, nag-train ako, tapos alis ako agad. Or, yung mga jobs such as zookeeper na wala sino nang mag-aalaga sa mga animals dito kung wala na ako, 'di ba? Normative commitment. So to discuss further ito, affective is you stay because you want to, you feel that you want to. Continuance is you need to. Okay, core normative commitment is you ought to. Okay, so affective is somewhat emotional attachment. Ang continuous commitment is economic value of staying, and normative is moral or ethical obligations. So another thing here is yung perceived organizational support, the degree to which employees to believe any organizational values their contribution and cares about their well-being, which is goals talaga natin. Magkaroon ng perception na yung mga rewards are fair when employees have to parang they have the power to voice their decisions at supportive yung mga employees natin. Okay. Next is employee engagement. So the degree of enthusiasm for an employee feels for the job. So employee engagement daw leads to plus 42%, di ba? Almost 50%. Na increase in commitment, includes increase in employee retention, and increase in customer focus. So parang heart and soul of your work, yung employee engagement. Okay. And sabi nga natin sa mas engaged ka, kumbaga parang mas sinasama ka nila sa mga decision making, ganyan, mas nagiging satisfied ka. Parang employee engagement is like being passionate about your work, nagkakaroon ka ng connection with your employees, tapos syempre in turn nagkakaroon ka ng um, higher job satisfaction. So, mahirap lang siyang i-achieve uh, for managers na hindi alam kung gaano ito ka-important. So, at nagkakaroon ng disengagement, imbis na engagement. So, um, as millennials, alam natin kung gaano ka-important yan. So, hopefully, as future managers, we need to engage our employees. Yun. So, I think that ends my discussion for today. But let me summarize it first. Managers should be interested in their employees' attitudes because attitudes influence behavior and their potential problems. And second, creating satisfied workers is hardly a guarantee of successful organizational performance, but evidence strongly suggests managers' efforts to improve employee attitudes will likely result in positive outcomes. Kasi it's all about the thought, it's all about the action. Na hindi, walang guarantee, pero meron niyang effect in terms of your employees. And yung ating implications for managers of the major job attitudes, ayan, job satisfaction, organizational commitment, perceived organizational support. Remember, the employee's job satisfaction level is the best single predictor of behavior. Ayan. So you should always pay attention to your employees' job satisfaction levels as determinant of their performance. So is he satisfied or not? Measure employee job attitudes objectively. To raise employee satisfaction, evaluate the fit between the employee's work interests and intrinsic parts of the job. You should always evaluate. Natutuwa ako kasi parang may organization ako nabasa na regularly tinatanong sila, what makes you happy? Ayun, hindi ko na sasabihin kasi ano siya, apologist. Pero, yung parang tinatanong niya na sa mga kasambahay niya, what do you like about your job? What do you hate about your job? Are you happy about your job? Yung ganon, very good ano siya, action. Ayan, initiative for a certain boss. Ayan. And consider the fact that high pay alone is unlikely to create a satisfying work environment. So it's not all about pay kasi we have different needs. Gusto natin work-life balance or gusto natin nagta-travel, gusto natin good working environment. Ganun. So as managers, you should know the needs of your employees. So, yun lang naman, ulit pala itong references. So, if you have questions, let me know and please share what you think in our next meeting. Okay, thank you guys for listening.